All right, welcome back. Thanks for coming and viewing and checking it out. All right, so as you know, I like to get straight into it for y'all. As you know, October 3rd for this 3M earplug update, which you probably already know. I didn't come out with something right away because obviously, there's no details of a settlement occurring or any kind of number. What was last kind of mentioned and updated was that they were going to have the third talks on October 3rd, um, and that before that the second one that they had, it kind of went better than the first, and that they had made some ground. Um, from what it looks like 3M hopes parties and their attorneys that they're gonna come together to kind of negotiate something, a prompt resolution to end this because obviously their stock is getting affected by it. So that's kind of why they want it to end, but at the same time they don't want to pay too much. That's basically what's going on. They're kind of tired of it, and they see that it could possibly get out of hand as far as what they have to be compensating soldiers, but at the same time, they're kind of just playing around and just doing due diligence and trying to just, plan all sides of the fence before trying to come to something. So if the number is low, I'm assuming in their eyes, I don't know what low is, but I think they said they were going to try to do that what was it, 1 billion or something like that. I can't remember if it's 1 billion or 1 million. I think it was billion, but that wouldn't be a lot of compensation for everybody to settle. Obviously, whatever that number, I forget what the number. Uh, it was 1 billion actually, because 1 million wouldn't even be enough. 1 billion. That still wouldn't be enough after you pay everybody who's in this. Uh, who has a claim. Not saying that everybody who has a claim, some of those claims may get dismissed depending on the information that's provided. Um, so that's kind of what's happening. So they are kind of talking a little bit better, but nothing really, necessarily like that. And obviously the veterans, especially from all the feedback from the comments and stuff like that, and plus other vets I know, uh, they agree too. They want something that's fair. So I'm pretty sure if a fair number come out, most people are gonna accept that and move on. Um, it's that's just how it is. So something else to note is that the Judge Rogers, they pushed back David George's trial, which was supposed to come up October 24th of this year. They moved that to February 13th of next year. Um, I guess the reason for it was not related to the litigation, but I guess it was putting pressure on 3M to make a reasonable settlement offer. So um, they wanted to delay that to get them to just concentrate on talking about that. So as you know, if they don't come up with a number, uh, the more cases that come about, if those uh, verdicts are similar to the verdicts that have already occurred in these bellwethers, then that's going to be positive news because the more of those that come that win and the more money that keeps rolling, the more likelihood that they'll settle. Okay, you've got that part kind of going on, and at the same time, don't forget because I did kind of do some research on that too. So last time we talked, or last time I kind of made a video, remember I was talking about the contractor defense. Now they lost that. Basically, that's a protection that a company can have, depending on the circumstances, and it has to meet like three different pieces of criteria. Now they have appealed that, to my knowledge, and they feel like there's a good chance of them winning and prevailing on that, for the government contractor defense. So if they won that would just get them out, period. You see. Um, Now, I personally talked to an actual attorney that was a pretty good attorney, in my opinion, and they said that they have a weak case as far as that. So you never know how that goes because that just depends. But they actually lost on it once, and I feel like in my heart that if they would have, if it actually were something there, they would have never lost. They probably would have won that because that's kind of cut and dry if you can fall under that contractor defense. So the fact that they lost that, uh, more than likely they'll probably lose that appeal, even though they feel like they shouldn't. But if they were to win that, that would kind of, exempt them from the cases that they've lost. So they've got that contract defense. They also try to do the bankruptcy. They appealed that. They lost that. They appealed that. So if you got those two things going on, okay, that can take a little while, just to be honest with you. Uh, when those two things fall off, if and when, and then the more bellwether trials that go on, even if they don't settle, okay, I'm just giving you kind of like a little time frame here. The appeal process will take some time on both of those appeals. But there could be some things that happen to try to move along as far as the bankruptcy strategy because they could move those companies off of there and just strictly go after 3M and just continue that. But cases will happen um, while those things are happening. So the more cases that happen, if 3M keeps losing, even though they'll appeal those and they won't pay out to those people that win, the more time that goes by, then when those appeals fall off, uh, then they'll be more likely to settle. That's kind of what's going on right here. I think if they come with a number right now, it's going to be pretty low, but it could be reasonable. Maybe they get to a reasonable point, because they're looking kind of bad in the eyes of the public too, and that's something else that put a little pressure on them because the people are starting to pay attention to that because it's affecting their stock. So, but this is how it is when you have companies. They want to make money. They're in the business to make money. So that's kind of what's going on. Didn't want to hold up too much of your time. That's pretty much what's going on. So no settlement, as far as my knowledge right now. If I find out something different, there was, people probably put some stuff out there already about it. Maybe they haven't went into detail. Maybe they did. So I appreciate you if you came over here for that information because that's what I found. I don't like to go just be first just so you come click it and I don't have anything to even talk about. I'm actually trying to talk about real stuff that really affects you or can help you or whatnot like that. Like I said in my last video, if you know somebody that was at Camp Lejeune looking to, file a claim with that, uh, and that's pretty much what's going on. And just a side note, has nothing to do with none of this. I was trying to get some sleep. I looked at freaking what was going on in South Korea with the missiles and stuff like that. I try to go to sleep and I start having nightmares and stuff like that. PTSD starts kicking in or whatever. So I don't know. Now I can't sleep. So I was like, I was been supposed to make this video, but I didn't even make the video. So I was like, let me make the video. Let me put the information that I have. It's minimal information, but that's basically what I see going on from my view. You know, I'm not an attorney or anything like that, but 3M is getting a little pressure on them. They know, they know what's going on. They know they're getting people are going to start paying attention to it the longer it drags on. I seen something else, another story that they finally settled on something. And it took a long time, but they finally settled. So, that's what happens when you're a large company. Things happen. You could get sued. So, that's why you have policies in place. So, in the event you get sued, you're able to handle that. Uh, you know, and that's just the nature of the beast. But at the same time, these guys, they were just faulty as far as with these earplugs. They had these earplugs, and they knew that there was some defectiveness to them, and they just kept on pushing them. And so that comes from greed. And so that's what kind of rubs me wrong on this. If this was some kind of negligence by accident, that'd be a little bit different. But they opened up the can of worms because they went after another company. So that's what's crazy. They're so greedy that they're the reason why the government even knew to come after them. And then now the veterans are coming after them. So it's their greed, And so, you're not supposed to love money. You can obviously earn a living, get money, but you don't want to love it, especially, well, if you're a believer, you don't want to love money. So, but it's a lot of stuff going on. So I'm just going to pray and, try to maintain. But, other than that, if y'all find out any information or y'all got something to share that somebody else can probably be helped from, let them know in the comments. And I'm here for whatever I can be here for too. But I'm just a person just like everybody else. So y'all can help me just as much as I can help you. But with that said, that's the end of the video. Y'all take care. All right. Peace.